Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Mokanaman YouTube with another model video. With how popular Diaries of Model Expo was this year, I'm going to do a vlog Diaries of Animaga, which is an event I've been attending as an organiser for 5 years, as long as the event has been running, normally with the workshop or group mecha workshop. Since that has sort of disbanded somewhat, I'm going absolutely solo with a few friends. The plan is to set up a workshop where people can build. Small stall provided by the Salt Mine Hobby Shop. We'll be selling affordable stuff for people to buy on the day or take home, some rare and second-hand knickknacks, lots of tools and whatnot. Got some of my friends who are very talented builders will be hanging around building, showing stuff off, as well as space provided for a competition people can bring in and get fairly judged, break the ice into displaying work in public before they do something more serious like Model Expo or Gunpla Builders World Cup, where it's more likely to be criticised or get public backlash. Things can get a bit cruel at the larger events, but we try to keep it social, fun, all that sort of thing. So thinking, I've been doing this for quite a while, maybe do a behind the scenes of organising an event, running the stall thing, bits and pieces, setting up, how it goes during the day. And as there's always ample time for goofing off, looking at cool things as well as building, slapping something silly on the side while showing off and being egged on by other people to do something like a Mecha Musume build or a challenge or something funny. So we'll play along and see what happens. Here's a little promotional poster, 11th of 12th August, Royal Exhibition Building. So it should be very, very exciting. General con, your standard trading area, events, stage, voice actors, competitions. A lot of esports or e-gaming going on there, a bit of a prize pool and all that sort of thing. Drawing and maid cafes, so you got the full effect. And we happen to be the representative of the plastic modelling or plamo scene in this visual spectacle. Expect plenty of people in costumes and whatnot. So I got this glorious pile that's going to be transported in 2 loads of all the stock. Probably just a quick discussion of the salt mines, even though we have reached our goal for our machine. We're just waiting for the US dollar, and shipping a very large device from the States is just taking a lot more time and preparation than expected. So bit of a delay, but it's definitely going ahead. There's also promotional stuff, till, posters, drop cloths, all that sort of glorious stuff. And this will go in my private bag, just basic stuff for building or make a Mecha Musume. All the cameras except for the one in my hand, and tools or communal tools for people to use for free. So tonight is Thursday night. Tomorrow we go in. I took time off work to start setting up. Also going to help out with a bit of the electrical safety and other aspects of organising that would help my mate, the owner. This empty spot used to be my favourite hobby shop, the Victorian Hobby Centre. It's all gone due to a construction site building a rail tunnel. Friday morning, heading off to the bump in. I was in front of the train station showing off, you know, where I arrived and introduced things, but I had a guy try to sell meth to me thinking I was homeless with my trolley, so fairly hilarious. Burke Street, Melbourne Town Hall. Swanson and Burke Street. Now, said hobby shop I talked about earlier has relocated here after about a year or so. Metro Hobbies, formerly the Victorian Hobby Centre. And over here, the Tivoli Arcade is a toy hobby shop I've been going to for a good decade and a half. They've relocated in the building on the very corner there. Swanston and Littleburg in this building over the past decade had 2 hobby shops, now currently none. One of them I've actually filmed a video in it, I think my 2000 subscriber special. The other one I was a customer. Now going further down is a wargaming store. Up ahead is Lonsdale Street. In this shopping centre QV is Animaga, the oldest hobby shop in Australia that sold Gundam in the first. They used to be in Carlton, and before that under another name in Footscray. I've filmed in there a few times, so I don't have to walk past and show the shop fronts, but they're on the other side. State Library. Now this block here, past Lonsdale, used to have the Games Workshop. VidConAd. Now the next street is La Trobe. Over there is a university. I was a part of the club, never a student. And along Latrobe Street there used to be a place called the Hobby Place, Melbourne Hobby Place. They were announced being quite a rip-off, though still a very old shop and something that a lot of people were fond of. Owner was a tad grumpy. Now I probably should have mentioned, at the train station we were, Flinders, the centre of Melbourne, there's a hobby shop underground that's been there for like 85 years. I need to give them a shout out because I know some of those guys and watch these videos. Now heading down further on Burke Street, and we go further enough, a good kilometre or so, is the University of Melbourne. We've filmed there over the history of this channel before, after the event Manifest. That would have been at the start of the history of the channel, so very long time ago. No longer running, no, something similar is occurring, which is where I'm heading to today to set up. If you go right from the university on Grattan Street, that's where Animaga used to be for a very, very long time. Footscray, as I mentioned, is in the west, a few kilometres away. That's where they used to be. Russell and Victoria Street, that's a cool restaurant. Corner of Victoria and Exhibition Street. This will be our venue. Once you get past some of the trees, you'll see the old Victorian era building. Very exciting to actually vlog in public. I've always been nervous using a camera in front of people. It took me years just to confess to my family and friends I had a channel and even film when no one was home. But I got braver, though this is the first time I'm using a camera in public, so very exciting. Thought it'd be a bit of a random vlog and whatnot. Interesting idea just popped in my head out of nowhere. Show some of the hobby shops I used to frequent where I filmed around Melbourne. I do live very close, part-time in the city now actually, and I've worked in full-time capacity in South Bank for a good decade now. So I've been able to almost frequent some of these shops on a daily or a couple of times a week basis. As we walk, and I'm actually out of breath talking and walking and pulling, this is a bit difficult for a slightly burly bloke as myself. We're coming closer to the venue. We'll film again to look at the fountain and whatnot. You can tell that this is a lovely area to host a convention. Good backdrop of a Victorian building for cosplay and all sorts of stuff. We've been here for about 5 years as a workshop. Workshop has changed obviously, and we'll keep running a model workshop for as long as there's a demand for it. Cityscape. Just realised why I'm so out of breath. That's the building. We've been going uphill for a while, so that explains everything. And we're arrived, waiting for entry. Made it inside. Quite a crazy hall. And we're tucked in the far corner. Ideally, not the best place you want to have an event. Though since I pay absolutely nothing and bring very little to the table, it's a good deal, so I can't complain whatsoever. Though I believe this is my little humble space. It's a lot bigger than I expected, so pretty happy. We'll start unboxing this until I get some tables and chairs, just stock, though the till won't come till tomorrow once I have some supervision. So I brought some tables. I'm going to move this wall back a bit, that's alright. I reckon we'll have a display, stall, and the rest will be for building. I'll unbox these and have a look of what exactly is going out there. What I've been doing for the past few hours is electrical test and tagging. Some of my trade jobs do involve event work and that sort of nature, so help out where I can for these communities to strive and whatnot. So plug in an electrical device, make sure it's got continuity, it's connected to earth, all that sort of stuff. Put a tag on it. Is what it is, no skill or anything serious involved really. Got the setup going, and this is the look of the whole area. The wall has not quite moved yet. So all these tight areas is the 3 building space, competition displays, the guest table where people will be doing more interesting things for people to look at and gawk. We've got some sales tables and a photo prep table. So I think this layout will work quite nicely. Also bring these to events. People steal them and whatnot, or they break over time, but we've got some complimentary nippers. They work quite nice, a bit rough. They're no god hands, but they work alright. They get stolen over the years. These were the Bandai giveaway ones. A few of those snuck in, and we've got the old original nippers. I think that's the last one, so there you go. A couple of El Cheapos, unboxing. Got a special. These normally go for 20-30 bucks. I find them around the Philippines, Malaysia, China. It's an amazing starter kit. It's got an unauthorized Gundam on it, but everything you need to build. The inside, it's not a very good toolbox. Everything is laid out. Very good value considering you get over 10 blades, the nippers, the files. This is honestly, besides glue, everything you need for Gunpla or with scale modelling, just a bit of glue. Can't highly recommend this enough for first timers. I'll be selling quite a few of these, again, weekend special. Everybody loves an unboxing, and what do we have? Lots and lots of eggplanes, knockoffs, pre-coloured, different character on it. Doing a review on these fairly shortly. So it's quite a bit. Salt mine stickers. Guess we'll lay it all out and have a closer look. Some of the more expensive stuff, still fairly cheap. Zoids, the 2046 kit. P Bandai Clear Exia. These are the most exciting ones. Pop it open. Look how strange these Ideon kits are. Pretty amazing. Bunch of bones, don't know what it is. It's pretty cheap. Starter kits. These again, and an original eggplane. Another line that I'm trying out as well. And some bootleg parts. Stickers on the side. Now I got some body pillows. I wholesale and sell these on the side. Easy source of income. And a bunch of other kits. Some real treasures in here. Now these are crazy good. Magazine edition kits. You get small, very limited run Bandai, Hobby Japan esque single runner stuff. Very sought after in the West. It's not that popular in Japan. And this is the whole set of all the Gundam ones that have generally been released. Or most of them, because I've sold quite a bit. But it was a collection that I picked up and will be passing on at a fair price. So a lot of advanced Zeta stuff. Now check out some of these gems. This is what the salt mines is all about. Some serious old stuff. Exclusive, weird. magazines, all sorts of stuff. Now, we're going to fill in the rest of the space tomorrow, so that's not a big deal. It's all going to work out quite nicely. Stopping for a very late lunch. To be fair, I've had a very, very late breakfast. I didn't have much luck moving the wall. So we've got ourselves some bread, salamis and smoked ham, some cheese. Go to the deli at the supermarket, get 50 grams of this, 50 grams of that. A bit tedious for them to pack it up, but very much more healthier than, you know, some of the junk fried food or whatever they got. Gives you long burning energy. That's the way to eat at these sort of events. Go to the supermarket, pack some bread, some deli stuff, go in the corner and have a bit of a munch.
So if you want to use my card.
Hello, Martin.
Hi.
Hello.
Ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Hi, Mario.
I'm done, so I'm going home, and these guys have just started. And we've got a car. We'll have a look at. Cool car. Yo. Jesus Christ, man, you've been robbed. Or you had a really good day today. So I just happened to be walking past to say hello, and they left me in the shop to load this last carload or second last carload. So I'm stuck supervising the shop by myself. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Got my builds in the cabinet. Next to it is a Star Wars 72nd TIE Striker. Of making a video about that. It's going to be uploaded for a while. Now the strike, the video has been edited, 2 hours long on making the whole process. That will be up within the month. And we've got the greys down there. So 3 videos here. Got the epic back room. And the Mirage up there is the current project. I haven't gotten too far with the build. The whole painting and assembly of the cockpit, and it's the bomb pretty much, but that's already a good up there in minutes of content. It's a very, very recent start. And this is a sort of event in the bump-in zone. All the health and safety stuff is enacted, which is one of the reasons why I've been hired to help out. Get the old safety shoes on and the fluo vest, though it's got a bit of history. I stole this from an event that some people got a lot of keen customers coming in. So I've pinched this fluorescent vest many years ago, number 17, when I was a humble volunteer in the tech event area doing the lighting and staging for things like the cosplay, karaoke, all that sort of stuff. Once I got sick of it, I transferred to the modelling division, and once the whole thing disbanded, even though they were meant to be handed back, collected it as a souvenir, and yeah, this has been around for more than a decade. Saturday morning, 6 AM. Rain's not a good sign, though I hope things work out. Again, 2 tubs, a few boxes, perfect grade, master grade, that sort of thing. Full of all sorts of stuff. I just grabbed everything I could pack, including putting a couple of kits in my bag. I really hope I sell enough volume, because taking this back would be a bit troublesome. So we just rocked up, had everything covered, got the last of my supplies, and let's finish setting up. Didn't really get wet, did downpour quite badly, but it was only about a 15-minute walk. The pile here are built kits. People customise and build them, finish them off. The important thing is they're about a quarter off retail. So really good for customisers or people that want that really expensive kit but can't afford to build it for themselves. They've got something that someone else built. A lot of people are very satisfied buying like this. Even though they're not too good, they might have nubs or imperfections, a part missing, damage. Depending on the damage is how much you charge. We've broken out some more kits, and I've just absolutely emptied everything that I can possibly fit So yeah, definitely got to move stuff. And in the big boxes I brought over and packed the display kit, the Victory. And over here we've got 60X here, perfect grade wing, both partially built, and a 35th red frame. What's in the box? It's a bits box. The pile here are built kits. People customise and build them, finish them off. The important thing is they're about a quarter off retail. So really good for customisers or people that want that really expensive kit but can't afford to build it for themselves. They've got something that someone else built. A lot of people are very satisfied buying like this. Even though they're not too good, they might have nubs or imperfections, a part missing, damage. Depending on the damage is how much you charge. Last box. And this one will have tools and stuff. 2 Xeon flags, supermarket plastic bags, bits and pieces, the apron, the book, the tools, everything needed. A series of emergencies have occurred, so I had to help out with some other areas. The event is on the verge of opening and I haven't quite finished, so I've got the workshop closed unfortunately. We'll have to make an apology about it, but we'll knuckle down and see how I go. No volunteers from the area has rocked up, but we will deal with that as it comes. A long time ago, this is how model kits were displayed. I'll go into things like general good targety shops or supermarkets, that sort of thing. Very, very common. News agencies as well. So this is a sort of packaging from a bygone era. We've got the colours flying. The convention's open. And everything is finally set up. Typical 11 AM breakfast. A few hours have passed and I'm doing pretty healthy in sales considering the rough start. Kits are thinning out and we've had quite a few people coming in, coming out, a few building. Pretty successful so far. The competition is starting to receive some entries. This one is super impressive, a young woman, only been modelling for a year, does other artistic pursuits, used a hairnet and enamels through an airbrush to achieve this wonderful finish of shading and texture effect. Very, very impressed. It's very, very busy outside of my little world. The May Cafe thing going. And some people building. Levels are starting to dwindle. I'm pulling stuff from underneath the table that is going out. And we've got a couple of people. Most people buy and run. Some are going through parts, building, modifying, whatnot. Not doing too bad. And you can tell by the till that I'm pretty satisfied. I think I can reach my goal. So it's got to the part where I traditionally cut the legs off an anime figure. Woo! That's almost attractive. Oh yeah, rub the stump. Get a chance to walk around. Got an origami ball jointed doll drawing area. This whole end of the hall is video game stages, that sort of thing, celebrities. Not really.
Attention all main couplers, please return to the main cafe area. Attention all main couplers, please return to the main cafe area. Thank you.
Yeah, sort of. I'm tired. Now, around here is all traders. And in between the pillars are the smaller traders, your artists and whatnot. I'll go have a look at them tomorrow to see if I can contract someone to do some of the salt mine art. And we've got Animaga Japan Toys. These guys do a very good job. They're actually based out near me. Purely online until they're here. And this fella's gonna make it, so I'm demonetized.
Yeah.
Animaga store. You know what these guys are all about? Woo! So it's pretty much the same crap, but in a different location. And appropriately, the next door neighbour's One Stop, which is like same area. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
So I like these guys a lot. I've been a customer for a very, very long time. As like, hey Martin, what are you doing in the enemy's camp? Hey Dante, if you're here and all of your staff is here, who's in your shop?
Still got 3 in here.
Yeah, right. And going to the front door, information booth. We'll have a look backwards. And again, there's just multiple rows of art and smaller traders, which is actually pretty good this year. Absolutely full. Same goes for the other side. So this is the other side. Hey, what's up? You're at another store. Why don't you your store, Dante?
Oh, my fucking finger.
You keep buying from other people.
You know what? You know what would be awesome? You should have a Grand Auto 5 the movie with that.
I don't know what the fuck you're going on about. So, this is the end of the day. We've packed up, put the entries away, got to empty the rubbish bin, tables all covered up, tools put away, ready for another day and hope no one steals our stuff. Turned over pretty good, above minimum expectation, so can't complain. Woo! I ain't drank too much. Good morning, Sunday morning, and we've stopped past Animaga on request of Dante while out. We're going to the venue. It's only a 15-minute walk. He asked us to just carry a couple of bags of stock to top things up, which is a lovely gesture. Though if I do have too much to take back, I'm going to stop past here and store some stuff temporarily. It's a very nice arrangement. We definitely got going. He has given me keys to the store, to the reason why I've come in early occasionally and filmed some of these videos that I have done. But what we have are lucky bags. Now, since this business is fairly old and it's gone through a few owners, there's been some very, very old stock over the years that haven't quite sold. And things like DVDs, little gashapons, little plushes, all that sort of stuff. Whatever had a price tag of up to $100 was wrapped up, put together in good old Christmas wrapping. And during Christmas we'll put out at $20, where you can get a couple of figures, a couple of DVDs, some gashapons and bits and pieces. And we moved like about, we created about 4 boxes about that size of stock and moved about 2 immediately. So I meant to come out for Christmas in July. We forgot completely. So they one box went to the event. It's practically sold out, so we're taking the other one and just absolutely emptying the storeroom and freeing up some capital to get new stock. So it looks like the event did very well for everyone. Looking around, it was absolutely chockers. The owner was very happy with me helping out some aspects earlier on in the day. They had some sort of concert where someone was singing, Genesis music or something. They invited me to attend it and watch it for nothing. Japanese concerts are not quite like these, so I politely declined. We went out for dinner for Korean barbecue, but it was a buffet, so you help yourself to your raw meat, veggies, pickles, all that sort of thing. and that was really good. No one drank, so I downed a bottle of soju, got nice and tipsy, early drunk. Went to my accommodation, had a bit of a sleep, a nice solid 7-8 hours, so I'm feeling nice and fresh. Haven't really slept well for the past couple of days, not for particularly any adverse reason. There's just a lot to do, and when you hit the hay you go, oh man, I'm waking up in 4 hours. But that's all the convention experience. Went past the supermarket last night to get some basic ingredients, not as healthy on the final day, a little hard to get fresh produce at late at night, but it is what it is. So looking forward to the last day. It is almost 7 o'clock when the hall opens up to traders and staff and whatnot to tidy up, do what we need to do, and get ready for the 9 o'clock VIPs, 10 o'clock opening, where the hall will just be a mad flurry of people. Now, traditionally with these conventions, Saturday is the busiest. That's when most people come. A lot of people have weekend passes. And my buddy Martin having the very classic Mickey D's breakfast. So yeah, Saturday normally is the most money you're going to make if you're a trader, or if you're an artist trader, if you're doing a small thing. The Sunday's a bit more quiet though. Sunday tenderly is more busy for workshops and discreet or more quiet areas. So the workshop's probably going to have more people. I'm going to have a couple of staff. I will take some time to walk around, check things out, and finally go through the artist areas to find someone to finally commission. But for now, I will let my mate enjoy his meal, and we'll haul us some stuff to the venue. We might have come a little bit early.
Much early.
But the banner is pretty neat. 8 o'clock, got in, everything's intact. All set up, so we've got somewhat an appropriate breakfast lunch thing going. We haven't talked about this side of the hall. These are all corporate booths with computers, computer tech, games, showing things off for sale, game demos, all that sort of thing. Over there is all video games. We might have to cut before things get copyrighted or whatever. Nice show car, and this whole pretty impressive game competition rig. So tons of stages like this. So we're very close to opening at the Animaga, or we're at Animaga obviously. We're in the Animasia booth. It's had to walk around to have a very, very good look at all the artists. So you can see why the shop is so bloody empty. Well, turn around. So looking for artists to commission. There are 2 to 3 that I like the look of. One of them does online digital, so that suits my purposes quite well. The other one's got the perfect style, expressions, all that. Nothing indicating that they would be open or considering, so we'll see what we're doing. But generally what I'm looking for is box art with a character and some text, and whatever mechanical drawing can be maybe digitally done as well. Who knows? Ha! Salt mines. Good old Gundam figuration, broken toy commission. Now, admirably, the one who gave this to me attempted it and did the traditional pin job with a very, very fine stapler size pin. Now, it needs to be a closed gap like so there's enough tension to attach itself into the inner legs to have articulation and stand on its own. However, even with industrial glue, it still has a tendency of snapping. This feels like ABS plastic, but not in the same sense as modelling. Cement will not work. I propose a deeper, thicker, stronger pin will suffice in strengthening the part. Let's have a go. I'll be using a pin vise, and the thickness of the pin is 1.5 mil. Normal pin is about like that. The parts are being disassembled. I drilled a hole, sized up the pin. You can see the difference of the pin from this 2 mil thing to the 1.5 mil thing, or 0.2 mil actually. The peg's been shortened. I've did a dry test fit, bit loose, but it fits. We'll glue it together and put the tiniest amount of glue on the intersection to stiffen up, slightly sand, and she is finished. Finally glued together, bit of glue applied into the joint. We're going to leave for a few hours and test it. Done and dusted, test fit later. Still very, very quiet. Sold some Zoids though. Commissioned my artist, Booter, so that's going to be pretty interesting. See how far we get with that regarding the garage kit project. One step at a time. Getting some very interesting Mokanaman work in, and a little bit of building as well. Jason's joined the party with a Sabre resin kit. We're all building, having a good time, shopping and whatnot. I saw one gentleman near the bathroom building and painting Space Marines on the floor in the dark, so I told him to come here, and yeah, he hasn't come by yet. By the looks of it, sales have really picked up. Also met my, what's the word, a minimum amount that I wanted to achieve. Just had another huge rush of kits and people buying. A few people building the basic samples and a bunch buying for their own projects.
Dynamic, isn't it?
Hey, what scale is that?
Well, we're getting there to build, getting close to closing. Don't think we'll get much people building or sales, though definitely moved enough to pack up onto one trolley. Also check out the Resin Sabre Jason pins. Very cool. Pretty much a case of chopping out, gluing together, cutting some artillery for the continuation of this. It's going to be a dude, sculpt some six-pack and whatnot. It's wearing our ladies' outfit. There's going to be so much pipes and armour built on, and it's going to be quite a long-term build. So the whole lot's in the bag. The rest of the spider components, the hull, the legs are kept in this kit. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm going to locate a different type of turret and stick it on. Just have a walking tank pretty much. Got a master grade Mark II on the go.
Yes, it is a work in progress.
Jason has brought him his large scale Sailor Moon resin kit, commission and all. Completely decimated. Another run of sales near the end. Pretty happy. These 1/12 scale accessories are actually really cool from Japan Toys. Totally legitimate Lego. I've had enough, so she's packed away for another day. Final 20 minutes of the event. The guys are heading off.
Yep.
See you later. Jason, thank you for your help.
Not the worries.
Stripped everything out. Gonna pack up fairly soon. And we've got everything on the front table in a hope of a final sale or two. Well, that is the end of the convention. Everything's closed. My volunteers are gone. Started packing up. Doing this is in vain. Nothing got sold. Very happy though. I call this a complete success. We'll do a final vlog once we've exited, but I need to figure out how to fit all of this stuff onto a single trolley, so that's going to be fun. Have to compile everything in, as in a few minutes I'll be doing a photo shoot out there or something. So this is all about my stuff. Time to compile. Yeah, doing some sort of photo shoot. It's kind of pushing it. It's a pretty epic package. This one's full too. Yeah, that works. All wrapped up. Awesome case scenario. Really happy for the weekend. Packed everything in the bag, and I think it's time to head off, return to the test the tag machine and go home. All pack up. So we're finally out. Going via trolley cam, and we'll have a talk while we walk for a bit before my fingers hurt and I need two hands. Very pleased. There's a few things I was pretty unhappy about, didn't want to voice in public, and I don't think I'll talk about it on camera. Personal effects. Very devastating. So overall, how the whole weekend went, including the disaster, really pleased with myself. The workshop came out for hitch, the attendees had fun, had a couple of volunteers that really helped out and did their all. Sold well enough to really bump up that budget for tooling and plastic and all sorts of things for the Salt Mine project. Found an artist I like. They're not 100% comfortable with the concept as the request's a bit big for them, and they're not used to designing something for a product that's going to be selling and whatnot, but I think they can take the step up and ease them into it. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. They'll be paid well enough for it, so that works out. There's a lot of old stuff, things I've been holding on to, unbuilt kits, Zoids, tools, the whole lot, a lot of interest, a lot of marketing. Got a few people interested in the workshops, events and stuff being run outside of the greater community, as well as pushing the salt mines out there and just getting more awareness, talking to some traders and stuff about my projects, and picking up some potential stockists that would put a couple of items in their shop, which we're not talking about sheep stations. These guys have $20,000 to $40,000 worth of stock just on display, turning over close to 10 grand. A booth in one of these conventions is a couple of $1,000, so you need to get at least 5 to 7 until you start sniffing a profit in the way of if your stock is generally 100% markup and then you add tax and stuff, you need to get like easily tons of money or sell tons of stuff to pay for the booth. And if you're paying your staff 20 to 30,000, you need to turn over. Woo! And it starts all over again.